Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to beautiful Guernsey. Now this is actually my first time in the area. It's one of the Channel Islands lying west of Jersey and just off the coast of France. It's a really beautiful place, famous for its harbour, its beaches, lots of cute little shops around by the looks of things, and I'm really excited to start exploring. So let's go and have a look.
Good morning and welcome to Guernsey.
Guernsey was one of the ports of call on my cruise with Princess Cruises from Southampton. It's not somewhere I'd ever thought of visiting before, but actually turned out to be one of my favourite ports that we visited. The first place we're stopping at today is called Candy Gardens, and they are an award-winning set of gardens established in 1894. They've got amazing views over St. Peter's Port that you can see behind me, and it's got a really rare example of a Victorian flower garden as well. It's free to get into the gardens, and they've made a massive effort to try and keep it exactly the way it was when they first opened. So even the greenhouse, the glass greenhouse just over there, has been restored so it looks exactly the same way it did during Victorian times. So I've just got the bus from St. Peter's Port to Pembroke Bay, which is in the north of the island. And now that the tide's out, this beach is absolutely huge. It's so vast, and it's pretty peaceful as well because it's quite a way away from the main area and all the ships. So there are 15 of the towers next to me around the island, because apparently during the American War of Independence, then France became an ally of the Americans, which meant they were at direct conflict with England. So these loophole towers were built as protection against the English, and you can see a few around the coastline here. I don't know where the others are, but I can see about 3 or 4 at the moment. And this is a golf course now. It's actually a really lovely place to play golf. Not that I do. Even though it's still a little bit jumper weather, we are by the beach, so we got the obligatory ice creams with marshmallows and flakes. And neither of us realised that Guernsey actually has its own money. So instead of pound coins, they actually have pound notes, which I've never seen before. I feel like a lot of Guernsey feels like quite traditional British seaside, and I mean that in a nice way. It's all very quaint, lots of families out and about, and quite a slow pace of life. Hello. We're going to Fort Grey, please. Okay. Thank you. £1, we got the bus to a place called Vaison Bay, which is another absolutely glorious beach. It's almost deserted. There's about 10 people on it, despite the fact that the cruise ships are in today. And I honestly didn't know that Guernsey had such nice beaches. It's about 22 degrees today, I think. Now the sun's out. It's really lovely. And the water almost looks like the Med. There's quite a few different blues in there. Been very pleasantly surprised by Guernsey so far. We've walked an hour from the beach to one of Guernsey's most popular attractions, which is called the Little Chapel. And apparently it's a very tiny chapel that can only hold 8 people at once. It's clearly quite popular. There's lots of buses turning up. And I'm excited to see it because I haven't even seen pictures of this place. So this is the adorable little chapel, which was built in 1914, and it's the smallest functioning chapel in Europe. As you can see, it's actually made out of seashells, bits of broken glass, and it's so multicolored. It just looks really lovely against the green hills. The inside of the chapel is decorated in the same way as the outside. So every piece of the wall is completely different. It's absolutely multicolored. It's really cool in here as well. Apparently it was inspired by the grotto in Lourdes, and it looks like there's steps leading down to a lower level. Now, I've actually visited quite a lot of churches on my travels, but this feels really unique and pretty special. That final little walkway leads back to the outside. So I'm just about to get back on the Sapphire Princess, ready for my last night at sea. And I've had a really lovely day in Guernsey. I didn't really know that much about it, to be honest, and it's definitely impressed me. So it's probably one place that I'm going to come back to. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.